Welcome, Impactful Parents. Today's impactful speaker is going to talk about all about physical health and practices as we begin the new year, which I know I need right now because I haven't been moving my body probably as much as I should be with the whole quarantine thing. So I'm so happy to have on Sergio Jimenez Vigaray, and he is an online movement and mindset leader and founder of the Positive High System and Rooted Parent Movement.
Yes, no, yeah, thank you. Appreciate you just opening up this space for me to kind of share just my passion of movement with your community. So yeah, I'm just really stoked to just share all the goodness that I got.
I'm glad to have you, Sergio. So tell me, first off, how can I get my children to move with me? And this is so important to me because so much of taking care of myself, I honestly don't have time. I'm a single mom of 4 kids. And sometimes I have to integrate my time with them with also my own physical health. I know personally, like some things that I do will be to if they have a sports practice, I'll run around the field while they're doing their sports. But really, I mean, that's not ideal. And especially right now, there is no sports going on. So, what are your suggestions of how I can integrate my physical health with my children so they can move with me?
Yeah. So number one, I call it rediscovering your positive high. So basically, rediscovering, which means getting back into the things that brought you joy back when you were a child as a parent, and then there you can share those memories, movement memories with your children. And also on the flip end, older children, teens, and whatnot, you can rediscover their positive high with the movement that they enjoyed when they're younger. So kind of tapping back into those memories of dance parties or kind of just having fun with movement and not necessarily like really having it forced upon them. And then also with the discovery of a movement. So something that you've always wanted to try as far as a movement, say you've always wanted to try yoga. There's a ton of yoga options out there, like YouTube free stuff, or if your child mentioned something as far as movement that they wanted to try out, and then kind of just having discovering movement together and creating those movement memories together as far as discovering movement and also rediscovering movement. So the options are endless, and depending on how many kids you have, you can just pick and choose. Like, oh, okay, older sibling, we're gonna do the things you love back in the day, and then they're just bringing in the joy of movement, so that positive high. Yeah.
So, what I hear you saying is that have your child contribute to maybe the ideas of how you're going to move together so that you can do something that you both enjoy. I guess as parents, we're going to have to be open minded here. We're going to have to kind of get out of our comfort zone a little bit and probably do some dancing and
Yep.
I don't know, like I have 3 boys, and so I mean wrestling and things.
Yeah. Yeah, or even just being that wrestling referee, you know what I'm saying? So kind of yeah, so there, and then kind of just playing with them and everything, and kind of just facilitating and having them feel empowered with the movement. So
I love it. So you mentioned movement memories. Can you explain exactly what that is?
yeah. So for me, it's back in the day, for me, growing up in Hawaii, it was surfing and being at the beach, and I love basketball. So back in the day, playing basketball a lot. So whenever I hear the dribbling of the basketball, I just get this sense of like just joy, and I have the memory of me dribbling with my dad, or even playing basketball with my friends. More particularly, say creating movement memories with your children. So for my son Elijah, I have a 6-year-old. So for me and him, I have him climb trees. We climb trees together. We run on the field. So I'm planting that seed of memories so that once, if and when he has children, he's going to remember all those good times of moving. So they were planting that seed of what do you call multi-generational seed of movement. So now he's going to want to climb trees with his children. And then I'm going to be old and gray, and I'm going to climb trees too. So then we have a whole generation of people just enjoying movement together. So that's what I call movement memories. And that taps back into the rediscovering your positive high. So kind of tapping into things that brought you joy, and you want to have your children enjoy that same movement. So creating that movement memories where you just, yeah, it's all about memories and creating the experience. So,
I love that. I feel like we do that with food and
mhm.
we don't always do it with movement. So it's really interesting that you said that. And I love it. I grew up playing tennis, so something I still continue to enjoy doing. I don't do it enough. I need to do it more. In fact, that's one of my New Year's goals. but when I play, I am so happy, and I have those movement memories from my childhood of just good times of playing. So it's a real thing. I do know. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And then that's one of the things too is, New Year's coming up. A lot of people think they have to, really grind and really get into, changing your whole, or your whole routine as far as, getting into the health and fitness. But it could be the joy. You can have joy within this process of better health and better fitness for yourself and bringing your children along. So it's you still have to challenge yourself. It's still going to be tough at times as far as creating this change, but it shouldn't be like pulling teeth as far as getting into your desired health and fitness goals and person.
I love it. Now tell me, how can I add movement into my own personal life?
Yeah. So, if you're like a lot of us working from home, I do have a few tips. Number one is, say, if you're working from home, I like to do what's called the Pomodoro method or technique. It's 25 minutes of work and then 5 minutes of a break.
Oh,
So, yeah, so 25. So you have your list of 4 things you want to do as far as accomplishing. And then you have, task one, 25 minutes. And then once the timer goes off, ding, you have 5 minutes to relax your eyes, not look at the screen, and then there you can move around. You get on the floor, do some moves you're familiar with, and then once that 5 minute timer is done, bing, and then another 25 minutes of focus, intent, focus work, and then you do that for about 4 rounds total, and then you take a good 30-minute break, and then that's where you can use the bathroom, move around even more, go hit the tennis balls, you know what I'm saying? So there you can tap into your positive high. So that's like the one easiest way as far as tapping into getting movement into your day.
I know you're going to give me another tip or two, but before you
Yeah.
do, I just wanted to tell you that I love this idea. I'm actually on the board of directors for a school here locally in the Denver area called the Girls Athletic Leadership School. And the premise of the school is that movement is just part of life. And, to move is to be healthy. But what I loved about, going into this organization and supporting it was that, and as a teacher, that movement helps you focus better and movement helps you learn more efficiently, and there's so much benefits to movement. So I don't know why I've never thought of that before, and I'm going to start implementing this amazing tip that you just gave about the setting the timer, getting some work done, doing some movement, then setting the timer again and going back to work and doing some movement. I would bet that once I start implementing this, just from my educational background and knowing how movement can recharge your brain, I'm actually probably going to be more efficient in the work that I do because I'm taking a small break to do movement in between. And why have I not thought of this before? It's amazing. I
Yeah,
love it so
it's
much.
so simple. Yep,
It is
yep,
so
so simple.
simple, but those are the
And
best tips.
Yep, yep. And the powerful thing is like it's there's so many distractions that we have now. You have your cell phone, you have different tabs. So here's like focusing on that one task for 25 minutes straight, where you just right there in that present moment, and then from there you can take your mind off. And like you said, getting that brain recharge through movement, which is powerful. I've been doing it for a few years now, and it just my body thanks me because there could be times where you're on the computer for like an hour or 2 hours straight of just like in the zone, like, oh, should I even move? Or I didn't even get a drink of water. So yeah, just like you said, with that nourishment and the recharge of the brain is just super powerful through movement.
It is. It is. And 1 or 2 hours. Okay. So, like, I'm really bad because my whole business is online. So I can spend endless hours. And I know that my brain and my eyes need that break. So I'm doing this. I'm doing this tip. What else do you got for us?
Yeah, and then the other tip is especially for parents, kind of getting in your movement before what I call the organized chaos starts. So early morning, getting in movement. So for some people, they think, oh, I have to get up, at the crack of dawn at 4:30 in the morning. Which, if you want, you can. If you want to be really gun ho about it. But for me, just start small steps. Right when you wake up and open your eyes, take the deep breath and take a deep stretch, and then that's all you got to do is move your body and stretch. And then if you feel like you want to take it up to another level, you can set your alarm 5 minutes earlier. So there, you can go 5 minutes earlier to do whatever movement you're familiar with. If you've done yoga before, if you've done some kind of CrossFit workout before, squats, lunges, just do 5 minutes. That's all. And then from there, if you think it's like, oh, 5 minutes is, that's pretty minor. I think I can go 10 minutes. It's like, okay, next week, try go 10. And then eventually you can work yourself up to, if you want, a 30-minute early morning workout. Because then once you get it done right in the beginning of the day, your body will be feeling good. I call it starting your day your way. So you're starting your day your way, where if you have your workout or movement planned at the end of the day, being a parent, it could just go away. It can get away from us. Like, oh shoot. And then you're thinking about that workout and then you don't do that movement. And then you're just on this cycle of like, oh shoot, I'll just start tomorrow. It's like, oh, let me just start next week. So here, once you get it done right in the morning, starting off with, a nice stretch in the morning, and then building upon that to getting to how you can do a 30-minute workout, 45-minute workout, however you want, but really starting your day your way with tiny habits and then building upon that tiny foundation. So yeah, just starting your movement, starting your day your way and starting it before the organized chaos.
I like it. Do you have a recommendation for the goal that the average person should work out a day? Like if I do 5 minutes continuously throughout my day, is there a particular goal I should be going for a total of an hour, a total of 30 minutes, or is there not really a goal and it's personal? I don't know.
Yeah, so usually it's personal, but based on research and science and everything, they say between 30 to 45 minutes of movement per day would suffice. And a lot of times people think it's, I have to do 45 minutes straight. But now the science and research is saying, even if you break it down into increments, just as long as it's, allocated within that 45 to 30-minute time frame per day, and then you're solid. And the way we have it here set up, it's going to be just seamless where you're like, oh, shoot, I actually moved for like, an hour total today and it didn't feel like it. And then you might feel saucy, like, I want to do a workout today. So now you're actually getting your regular movement in, then now you're adding more movement as far as an actual focused effort workout. So there it's just seamless integration as far as adding movement into your day.
Tell me a little bit more about what you do for parents personally, if people would like to reach out to you and get your assistance or expertise.
Yeah. So I love helping parents, especially parents who have children between the ages of 2 and 8. But for my flagship program, it's a 12-week program, and this is the Rooted Parent Lifestyle Shift. So this year, we're not just doing movement, but we do mindset, nutrition, coaching, and restoration as far as sleep, stress management, and also just community building with the Rooted Parent movement. And within those 12 weeks, we're building that foundation to really transform your life as far as health, fitness, and wellness, so that you can better enjoy your days with your children. So that's my main flagship program. But I also have my Rooted Parent movement Instagram and Facebook page, where if you want to just come on and see what I'm all about, and just kind of chop it up and just really get to know me better. That's the two main options you have: is social media, the Rooted Parent movement, and then if you want to jump on and shift your life through health, fitness, and wellness, we can work together as far as the 12-week program.
And what are those addresses and handles that we can go and find you?
Yeah. So on Instagram, it's at Rooted Parent Movement. And then for Facebook, you can just find me on Facebook. So facebook.com/Sergio.Viraray. And then you can just find me on those two channels there. And if you want to just shoot me an email direct, it's Serge, SERGE @positivehigh system.com. So there's tons of ways we can connect and just talk story, as we say in Hawaii.
I love that. And audience, if you want to contact him on Facebook, I'm just going to spell Vigaray for you because I know some people don't know. So you have it as Vigaray, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. We want to make sure that people can find you and know exactly where they can get, because
For sure.
it seems like you have a lot to offer and so much that our audience can benefit from. So thank you so much for being here. Any last words before we let you go?
No, yeah, just like I said, it can be a daunting task to add movement into our chaotic day as parents, but there is a way to get movement in, and not only movement, but really nourish your life overall. I always say transform your life or transform yourself. You transform your family. You nourish your roots. You nourish your children's roots. So there is a way. I know, it's tough for us parents, but there's people like me, people like Christina, who are here to help you out. So don't be afraid to reach out. And yeah, I just want to say thank you, mahalo, also Christina, for allowing me to share all this goodness that I have. I just love talking about this stuff. So
I could tell your passion. It's wonderful. I feel the same way when I'm talking about parenting, so it's great. I love it. Thank you so much for being on today with me, Sergio, and mahalo to you in Hawaii.
nice.